In August, via live stream at 9 PBS Studios, St. Louis Community College presented the 2021 State of the St. Louis Workforce Report. For the past 13 years, the college has provided this annual report as a way to provide insights into the trends and needs of the employers and labor market in the St. Louis region. And while there is optimism about a strong economic recovery post-COVID, employers continue to face the same pre-COVID challenges.
As in past years, but even more so now, the report just reflects the high level of job vacancies and workforce needs that exist in the St. Louis region. There are thousands of open jobs right now, many of them in the middle skills arena. They pay fantastic wages, some of them as much as $70,000 and $80,000 a year.
516 local companies in 16 industry categories were surveyed for this report. 63% of those companies plan to hire in the next 12 months. Middle skills jobs, those requiring some training but not a 4-year degree, are the most in demand. 78% of jobs have short-term training. The skilled trades, patient care, and manufacturing are work sectors experiencing the highest skills shortage. But there are organizations and schools in our region building a strong talent pipeline for our region.
As we speak right now, over 30 students are with fire chiefs, police chiefs, and the Missouri Public Safety Department at Camp SBRF and at Beaumont, learning how to be first responders, doing CPR training, and they're high schoolers.
Dr. Art McCoy leads STL Works for the Regional Business Council.
We are transforming education to create a talent pipeline to make it more robust, including communities of color like never before. Because ultimately, as a career-long educator, I know that education is the great equalizer, but it is opportunities that becomes an equity supersizer.
This year's report examines equity, the equitable recovery, equitable opportunity, and equitable growth of our region's employers and workforce. What does that mean? Well, defining a quality job as one that benefits the employer and the worker, creating an economy where all have an equal opportunity to participate, and understanding and dismantling the systemic barriers such as healthcare, transportation, and childcare. COVID-19 put a spotlight on these inequities and created an urgency to craft an equitable economic recovery plan across the country. The Great American Reset, as some are calling it, has created a substantial opportunity for racial parity in the workforce. Ruth Ezell explores how these efforts are being rolled out in the St. Louis region.
Now I present you guys with a study. You guys weren't involved. I present you with a study and I say, okay, hey, I've figured out what the most popular color of t-shirt is in Missouri. Everybody thinks it's white and black. It's not. It's red, sometimes red and gray, but pretty much just red. And everybody's like, it doesn't really make sense, but science said so.
Here at KIPP St. Louis High School, instructor Trey Hull is discussing with students a hypothetical study about t-shirts to explain the foundation of modern analytics.
That's pretty much the easiest way to make a random sample.
Hull is not on KIPP's faculty. He's lead instructor for Gateway Global, a workforce education organization that provides STEM-based training, certification, and apprenticeships to young people with a focus on underserved communities. Hull developed a curriculum to give these students critical skills in a field of major importance to the future of the St. Louis area: geospatial intelligence.
Geospatial intelligence is not dissimilar to the field of computer science was in the late 80s, early 90s, where the majority of the education was actually hands-on training. It was people training themselves. There was a lot of novice or hobbyists that were training, and as we see, a lot of the more prolific computer science entrepreneurs do not have a college degree. And so we saw that because tech fields and computer fields are so skill heavy, that they don't, although they do benefit from a 4-year degree, and they definitely benefit for an understanding of theory, that's not always what's needed first. An understanding of the skills and the tasks required to efficiently perform analysis and to get the job done is really what's most important. Building those skills and that understanding up front, and then once those skills and understanding is developed, you can build on that with a further education and with a college degree.
Geospatial intelligence, simply put, is information gathered by collecting data from any given location on the planet, including its geography and human activity. The U.S. government uses geospatial intelligence for national security, but its technology has been adapted for use in the business sector, in agriculture, even healthcare. Gateway Global is the first organization with an education program that's been nationally accredited by the United States Geospatial Intelligence Foundation. And with the new NGA campus being constructed just north of here, Gateway Global will be uniquely positioned to provide highly skilled, homegrown talent. At Gateway Global headquarters, 19-year-old Kenneth Webb is working as a geospatial technician.
And what I do is I research information such as exports and imports, currencies, harbors, languages of trade, etc. I make a map with some of that information and display it on the dashboard.
Kenneth was hired after graduating from Trey Hull's first cohort and receiving his first credential. He plans to earn additional credentials while attending college, which is precisely what Gateway Global's founder and chair, Zakita Armstrong-Asukwo, wants to see.
The program is actually called Entry to Executive. That's the name of our program. And so we named it that so that we could offer folks who come into the programming that entry point, remove the barriers, get the skills, help them figure out both academic and career pathway planning, and then help them with the employment piece in either an apprenticeship, which we have a registered apprenticeship program, or internships, or just entry-level employment. And I just always emphasize that we are not a workforce program that says, come here, train, earn our credentials in lieu of higher ed. We firmly believe that with more education comes more role responsibility and higher pay. So we encourage folks to look into what a pathway looks like for them should they want to move past the entry point, which we really hope that that's what they're going for.
Gateway Global's mission is in line with that of Greater St. Louis Incorporated. GLS brings together business and civic leaders to create jobs and to ensure the region's future economic growth is broad-based and fully inclusive.
I think we can do it.
GLS's Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, Valerie Patton.
But what's going to be really key to moving the needle is you've got to involve the people that are affected. So we're going to have to go into community, and a lot of that is convening. We're going to have to go into community, and we're going to have to talk to the leaders in the community who may not look like what we think are traditional leaders, to get them to mobilize, to get them to help us move from point A to point B, and saying that there is room for all.
And for Trey Hull, who himself was raised in an underserved community and went on to earn multiple bachelor and advanced degrees, creating racial equity in the workforce benefits everyone.
By bringing in all these different, just different perspectives and different experiences and different cultures, we are able to solve these multi-perspective, multicultural problems, because intelligence is global. And so we need people who understand problems and have a different view, and sometimes a better view for a situation. So it never helps to have one tool in the toolbox. It's always you want to have a good variety of tools.
All right, guys, boom.
For Living St. Louis, I'm Ruth Ezel.